They say if you love what you do, you will never work a day in your entire life. That is one of the American dreams. I am blessed to have that one dream true in my life. I get to ride around the country on beautiful machinery, sharing with you all amazing roads, towns, cultures, and all the while finding ways to give back and help those communities and our nation's bravest. The new people on my channel often ask me, how do you afford to live this lifestyle? And today I'm going to start the video by explaining exactly how I do that. Number one, ad revenue. That's probably my smallest source of annual income, and it comes from the little ads you see pop up on these videos that I make for y'all every week. Number two is going to be my largest form of income, and that is my sponsors. Companies like Law Tigers, companies like Zero 3D, and Epic Eyewear. These are companies that support me in what I do out here every day, growing the motorcycle culture and helping our veterans and local communities. Three, I have a campground in Oklahoma. That campground provides me a small amount of income at the time. Hopefully someday it'll be bigger and turn into some sort of retirement scenario. But it's new and we're still growing it. It's the K River, what's widely becoming known as the Criver. Cool thing about that campground is we also give back with it. We have a whole area overlooking the river that veterans can come and stay for free every day of the year. Four, and my very last stream of revenue is all of y'all, all of you that support me out there and buy the Americans patches or the t-shirts or our hat or our signature Adam Sandoval sunglasses from Epic Eyewear. I make a percent off of all that stuff that we sell. And that is where our video is gonna start today, with all of you and the difference you make. Today's story starts last night. Okay, we are headed into motorcycle missions right now, and I'm gonna share with you all exactly what it is that they do. Coolest part about this is not only do they help veterans, but they also work with first responders. All right, so this is the shop that they use. They've got one in Austin and one in Dallas. What they do is they teach veterans and first responders how to fabricate. Not only are they giving them the camaraderie and the time together, but they're also giving them the skill set to carry on with them in the rest of life. It's a pretty neat program. Then they take these bikes and they show them all over, but I'll let Crystal, the one who started it, tell you more. What's going on?
What's up, man?
Hey!
Joe, look at you, man. I didn't know you were gonna be here.
How you doing, man?
Good, how are you doing, brother?
We're doing brake calipers.
You're doing brake calipers?
We are. We're getting these ready for coating. So we're taking all the parts out, cleaning that up, and they go to coating.
What's up, man? How you guys doing? Good to see you.
Good to see you. How you been?
Yeah, doing good, man.
Y'all probably remember Moose from my Campground sign build video. New Year's Eve. But he also volunteers his time to help teach those skills to these veterans and first responders.
Basically, on the bike we have here today, we went ahead and took the tank. It was really big. We decided that we needed to take some width out of this thing, so we took about 2 inches out of the front of the hips. We took about 3/4 of an inch out of the tail. Just something to give it a little more cosmetic appearance.
And that's what these lines are here? This is where you cut it?
Yep, we cut it all the way down the side, left the center intact, removed the baffle and relocated the baffle as well as the gas filler. And then we did a lap weld all the way around with silicone bronze. We'll get this thing pressure tested, be ready to go.
They say they're teaching these guys to fabricate. They literally mean fabricate. I mean, they're tearing apart tanks, recreating tanks to custom sizes and dimensions. Those of you that build, this may seem like, you know, a standard play on a custom bike, but to those of us that want to learn and admire those builds y'all have been doing, this is a really, really neat thing to share. I know I, for one, would love to learn how to do something like that to a gas tank. Watching these guys work together in the shop was really amazing. They were all coming together to fix the problems and build this beautiful bike as a community. It made me want to stop and ask them 3 basic questions. Number 1, what is your name and what was your service?
My name is Joe Lowry, retired off of Fort Worth Fire Department.
My name is John Arroyo. I'm a veteran, U.S. Army retired.
Danny McMichael, I served in the U.S. Army with 1st Cat Division and Operation Iraqi Freedom.
Matthew Webb, I'm a Marine Corps veteran.
Jerry Pagan, U.S. Army.
My name's Josh Reeves. I was in the United States Army. I was a combat medic.
The second question really was eye-opening. What does motorcycle missions mean to you? And the answer was just staggering. Every one of them had the exact same feeling in their answer, and it had a lot to do with camaraderie and letting loose. Y'all, PTSD is a real thing, and sometimes getting these men and women out of the shell is the most important. Listen to what some of them had to say.
My experience has been amazing. One thing that's really touched me is I don't have a lot of experience with tools and stuff like that. So when I get to hang around with tools and mess with metal, man, I'm a guy. You know, I come out and I'm in the man's world. So, you know, I came from the Green Beret Foundation. I came from that life, and living as a Green Beret and guns and shooting and doing all that life. And so it kind of puts me back in that realm. I'm with the fellas again, you know?
It's my way to get away from reality and coming up here and hanging out with other vets. I enjoy it.
It's been pretty important. We just moved to Dallas about a year ago, my wife and I, and didn't really know anybody in town, and you know that can be tough, especially if you're struggling with you know, issues for the military. So getting everybody together to do something fun and learn things, it's just, you know, really giving me, you know, something to look forward to even on bad weeks, you know. When you get out of the service, you lose that brotherhood until you find another way, and this motorcycle missions brings that brotherhood back together, and you work together as a team. It's just, it means a lot to me personally. It helps me out a lot.
The camaraderie of these guys is just great. Seems like they need to be around each other, and I didn't know how much I missed it till I got around them.
And that's why it's so important to create this awareness, let people know that these men and women need that type of support. They need that community for them to get back together and get out there and start letting loose of some of the stuff that's hanging on behind them. The third question, what have you noticed with the other guys in the program, and what would you think other veterans and first responders out there should know about motorcycle missions?
The most important thing that's happening here at Motorcycle Missions is that we come together, that we're a group. There's a lot of conversations that are happening over things that men do. And don't get me wrong, women do them too, but today, this build is strictly men. And so we're talking about things that that we struggle with, that we were working through. And so we can have those conversations with people that have testimonies that have been through it. 4 years ago, I was shot at Fort Hood. I took a 45 bullet through my throat from 15 yards. Well, guess what? I was able to make it through to the other side. You know, I was shot after 3 combat tours. I was actually wounded by somebody else that wore the same uniform I did. Well, guess what? I'm sitting here and I'm talking to my brothers, and they're telling me their stuff, and I'm being fed by their testimonies, and they're being fed by mine, and that's what's happening here on Motorcycle Missions.
The first time seeing them, you know, they're all kind of quiet and everything, you know, we're not really talking to each other, you know, but as time goes by and we're working on these bikes together, we're kind of opening up to each other.
I've seen a lot of guys open up since we've come together. It's been huge.
First of all, motorcycle missions is extremely important. Just from what I've seen, you know, there's a lot of heroes here. I don't consider myself personally the biggest hero in the room, but there's a lot of heroes standing in this room with us right now that, you know, need just something to do, some people to connect with, somebody to share their story with. You know, that the little things like that mean so much to us. When you sit around and you're not doing anything, you start thinking and you start having bad thoughts. Well, when you stay busy and you work with a team, then you don't think of those things. You leave that brotherhood back together again.
So this brings me back to where you all come into the picture, to where you all actually made a difference, maybe not even knowing it. Y'all have been very good to me over the last year, and because this is gonna be my charity for 2019, I thought we would kick it off right.
In an attempt to get some original content, Crystal, what are you working on there?
I'm just cleaning caliper parts.
Cleaning caliper parts.
Yes.
Do you think you got a minute that I can ask you some questions while you're cleaning caliper parts?
Sure, why not?
So what I want to know is, you know, how long you've been doing motorcycle missions?
Motorcycle Missions is now in its 3rd year. We've had over 100 veterans and first responders go through our program as of January 2019.
And you have had some veterans and first responders build some award-winning bikes.
That's correct.
Is that not what I just saw?
Yes, we are now in our 6th and 7th motorcycle build, and our 2nd motorcycle that we built with Motorcycle Missions, we had 8 veterans on it, and that bike won a national championship at the International Motorcycle Show in Chicago. And that bike is now at the Haas Motorcycle Museum in Dallas. That wasn't the only bike that won awards though, so we have our sidecar Triumph bike that's now a 2-time award winner as well. And we're hoping this weekend at IMS in Dallas to take a win for our Ducati Scrambler.
So why is this mission so important and so dear to your heart?
Well, so motorcycles became kind of a passion of mine over the years because it's been a therapeutic way to get over kind of some of the crap I've dealt with in the last few years. So it's something that I grew a passion for while I was healing. So I was healing myself as I was working and wrenching on bikes, basically just putting myself together as I was putting a bike together. So Motorcycle Missions was kind of birthed out of that. I love building motorcycles, I love the camaraderie, and I love the fellowship around the motorcycle community. Why don't we all just, veterans, first responders, get together and build bikes together as a way to heal together? Some of the things that I hear most about the guys, what they look forward to the most is just getting together with like-minded dudes like themselves that have gone through similar things, so they can come and just be themselves, work on some bikes, do kind of some badass stuff. If the bikes win awards, that's great, but that's not the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is just to go home a better person, just more fulfilled, feel accomplished, and have a sense of purpose. So that's what it's about, and we're doing that here in Texas. We're expanding to Cleveland and to Phoenix, Arizona, and to California in 2019. So
2019 is going to be a big year.
It's going to be a big year.
Well, that is super exciting. And Crystal, I'm very excited to announce to everybody out here today, everybody we're talking to, Motorcycle Missions is going to be my charity of choice for 2019. And that means everything I can do to help you all raise funds to further this thing, to expand this thing, to get more veterans in here sharing space,
yes,
I am going to do. And that means all of the Americans out there and all of the people across the internet who are supporting me, I hope to have all their alliance in supporting you. I have a personal goal of seeing them raise or helping raise or raising $100,000 for you all this year. That's my personal goal. I'm going to put it out there online. I'm going to do some rides, some charity rides. If anybody wants to do an event and put it on for Motorcycle Missions and we can raise some good money for them, give me a holler online. I'll be happy to try and come and be a part of it. But my goal is to help you guys raise $100,000 this year.
That sounds pretty awesome.
And I also got a partner of mine, Epic Eyewear.
Yes.
They make magnetic eyewear.
Yes.
And I've brought some glasses for you and for your guys. Epic Eyewear wants to give a free pair of ANSI rated clear magnetic glasses to everybody who comes through your program for the entire year.
All right.
All right. So I'll show those to you guys in a flashback clip right now. So these are the Epic Eyewear glasses that every veteran who comes through the program is going to get set up with. They're ANSI rated. And one of the coolest things about these glasses, besides them being veteran owned, all right, Epic Eyewear is veteran owned, my partner, but we've got a patented magnetic arm on it. So you can stick them right to your workspace. They're not laying down on top of your toolbox getting all scratched up. These veterans and first responders will be able to have a clean pair of safety glasses every time they need to protect their eyes, sitting right there on their workspace. Thank you very much, Epic Eyewear, and thank you more to everybody out there for supporting us along the way. You truly make it possible for us not only show you rad motorcycle stuff, but to make a difference in our communities. And those are the glasses.
Those
It's funny how that works, yeah. But I also, you know, I want to do something for you personally. I've been very blessed. You know, these magnetic glasses that we just showed you, I've got a patent on them. And I make a royalty off of every pair that sells. And we also donate off of every pair that sells. And every pair we sell in 2019, a percent of that is gonna go to Motorcycle Missions in attempts to hit that $100,000 mark. But last year, I had a really good year with the eyewear. And we did really well. So I wanted to reach out and do a personal donation to your charity.
No
And
way.
I asked Epic Eyewear if they would want to get in and match me in it.
And what did they say?
They said yes, and I've got a check for $6,000
Get the heck
that I
out
want
of
to give to you
here.
today. And tell you thank you very much for everything you're doing for our military and everybody that
Look at that.
everybody that's going through the program.
Thank
so
you.
hopefully that can help you expand just a little bit.
Great. Thank
All
you
right?
so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, my boy Rusty here. What do you're here to help today too, huh?
I am.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
We are rallying the troops. We are going to keep some veterans building today. Let me ask you one more question here. Let's get let's get a photo shoot. Let's get you two next to each other. Let me get a photo shoot real quick. Let me get the American flag here.
To the right.
Very, very good. And now I just need you to turn around and look over your left shoulder.
What's that?
I got you.
What?
What is that? Yeah. What's up, Rusty? Good job. Y'all need to pay attention, man. Together, we are going to take motorcycle missions to the top.
This is where I cry, so. Thanks, Nancy.
You're welcome.
So awesome.
You guys have such an awesome program here, man. I know Rusty is excited to help you all.
I mean, I've had a lot of help by a lot of amazing people, so thank you so much for everybody.
Yay.
Everybody's help.
Yay!
I figured I can help you. You've already got it going. So if this will help, I'm glad to help.
Definitely. Thank you. Yeah, thanks.
You're very welcome.
Appreciate it.
Rusty's such a kind man.
Oh, man.
Yay!
The motorcycle community is so awesome.
It is.
Lessons where you sow seeds.
This is what I'm talking about.